everyone, this is Delisa. Thank you all so much for stopping by my channel. I truly appreciate each and every one of you all. And please be sure to comment, like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell next to the subscribe button. So today's topic I am super duper excited about. It is the pit, the process, the promise. Generally, when you hear someone give their testimony, they hone in on like one particular phase that they had to endure and go through, whether it was the pit of life, those low, difficult moments, or the process where they had some highs and some lows. It felt like a roller coaster, or the actual promise. God got them there and they're just sharing a bit of their testimony, but God did it. But today we get the opportunity to walk all the way through it. I do understand that all of our processes is different. Our relationship with God is different. I'm just sharing a little bit of what I felt like I've had to go through and had to endure. Also, too, when I speak with other individuals, if I'm mentoring someone, just some generalizations that has been shared with me. So I do hope and pray that there is something that is said today that you guys can take back with you, pray over, and you can apply it to whatever particular season of life that you are experiencing right now. Also, too, when I was doing my study for this topic, I went to the scriptures, Genesis 37 through 50. I will place that down in the description box. I will not deep dive into it or just go layer by layer. But when you are in your alone time with God, please pull those scriptures up, study them, pray over them, and ask the Lord to speak to you exactly what it is that he needs for you to receive in this moment. I studied from the New King James Version also. So we're going to be talking about the story of Joseph. All right, so the first stage or phase or level, whatever you guys feel comfortable with, is the pit. It's the pit. I like to view this as the pit of life. When you describe a pit or define a pit, it is basically like a hole in the ground. And it's something that was dug beneath the surface. So when we're looking at the pit of life, it is a low moment. It is, so low to where a lot of the times you feel like you don't even know if you're going to make it out. You don't know if you're going to be able to really endure and get through it. You feel like there is no light at the end of the tunnel. You're like, I'm losing hope here. And in that moment, it tends to be dark. You're afraid. You feel alone. It's one thing on top of another thing on top of another thing. Sometimes people around you could betray you. It's a lot of jealousy, a lot of envy. People may mock you because of what you believe the Lord has shared with you. And so in this moment, this pit of life, it is a very frustrating place to be in. And we have to be really, really careful because in this moment, it is very easy for us to just give up. It is very easy for us to feel like quitting on God. And so I really, really want to encourage you that if you are experiencing this low of the low, this low point, this low moment in life, do not give up on God. His word says that he will never leave you nor forsake you. Just hold on. I know it may feel like an eternity, but God will get you out. Just trust in him, believe in him, and lean on him. And God will see you through this moment and this phase that you're experiencing right now in your life. So let's look at the story of Joseph, okay? So Joseph is 17 years old at this time. He is Jacob's son. Jacob's name was changed to Israel, but he is the son of Jacob. He has some older brothers, and he has a younger brother named Benjamin. Now, on top of being his father's favorite, God has given him some amazing dreams, an amazing vision, and his older brothers, they're already jealous and envious of him. Now, Joseph takes it upon himself to share these dreams and visions with his family. So imagine how that may have made his older brothers and them feel. They're already jealous of him because he's the father's favorite. But now you're coming to us. God done gave you these amazing dreams and visions. And what you think we're going to bow down to you? That's what they said. That's what they said to him. You're saying we're going to bow down to you. And so they're jealous. They're envious. It's hateful towards Joseph. And so Joseph, I don't know really if he paid attention to a lot of that or not, or if he didn't really pick up on it. But 17 years old and your older brothers are supposed to be your protectors. You know, you believe that your family, they love you, they care about you, and they want the best for you. But one day, Joseph doing what his father had told him to do. He goes to check up on his older brothers. They see him coming from afar. They're mocking him. Oh, here comes that dreamer. And they're planning and plotting to do something very harmful to Joseph. Okay, Joseph doesn't see it coming. He's just going about his business, obeying his father, doing what his father had told him to do. Okay, so long story short, they end up deciding to throw him into this pit. They throw him into this pit. And I just think about Joseph. I bet you he was afraid. He didn't know what was going on. He's like, why are they doing this to me? Where's my father? I want to go home. I want to get out of this situation. And a lot of the times that's how we feel. We feel like we don't understand. Why am I here? I don't deserve to be here. And I just want to get out. I just want to see the light. I just want to just get out of this particular situation. And I just want to make it out. And I want to get exactly what it is that God has promised me and told me that he would give me. And so not only is he in this pit, and not only is it his older brothers that put him in the pit, betrayed by family, betrayed by people that you love, betrayed by people that's supposed to protect you. So now I'm sure you're in this place to where you're trying to figure out, God, where are you? God, why are you allowing this to happen? But as I was reading through scripture, there was one thing that was repeated a few times, but the Lord was with Joseph. But the Lord was with Joseph. Even when we are in our lowest of the lows and we are in difficult, dark places, the Lord is still with us. The Lord will never leave us and the Lord will never forsake us. So while he's in this pit, his brothers, they have to decide and discuss what they're going to do with him. So they end up seeing a caravan, coming along, and these foreigners coming or whatever. And they're like, okay, well, we can sell him and get some money, and we'll just tell our father that something happened to him. So they pull him out of this pit. So when we're being pulled out of the pit of life, there is a glimmer of hope. We're like, okay, yes, I made it out of it. I can get through this. If I made it through the pit, I can make it through anything. That's how we feel. And so we're like, okay, okay, that was a temporary situation, a temporary season. I don't know what it was about. I don't know what was going on, but thank God I'm out. Until they ended up selling him into slavery. And when we're going through these different challenges and these different struggles, there's opposition, there is setbacks. There are things that will exhaust us. There are situations and circumstances that will come to take us out if we allow it. But remember, the Lord was with Joseph. So now let's take a look at who he was sold to. So by him being sold into slavery, he was sold to Potiphar. Potiphar was basically like he was the captain of the guards of Pharaoh's palace. So he had this high ranking position. And so Joseph was sold into Potiphar's house. But Potiphar saw Joseph's character. He saw, just how Joseph, worked hard, probably while in slavery. And Joseph had the favor of God, the favor of man. So Potiphar placed Joseph over the other workers. Joseph had a pretty high position in Potiphar's house. So now we're at this place where, yes, okay, I am hopeful. Okay, I still don't want to be here. I want my family. I want my father. But, okay, but this is better than the pit. Okay, I want to get out of slavery, and I trust God, and I know I'm going to get out of slavery. I'm going to get out of here soon. But while I am here, I'm going to work hard, and I'm going to obey my master, and I'm going to work unto the Lord. So Joseph is working in Potiphar's house. He's doing what, is expected of him and what he's supposed to do. And remember, I told you all, there is opposition, there is setbacks, there is circumstances and situations that will be out of our control. So here comes Potiphar's wife. Potiphar's wife had been watching Joseph. She had her eye on Joseph, and she, finally one day, tried to come to him, tried to tempt him, tried to get him to, be with her, and he refused. Basically he was like, I'm not going to betray, my master. I'm not going to betray, Potiphar. I'm not going to do this, to the Lord. No, I cannot do this. I will not do this. So he ran off. He ran out of Potiphar's house. And Potiphar's wife grabbed Joseph's cloak. And what did she go and do? What did she go and do? She went and she lied. She lied, and it was false accusation, falsely accused Joseph of doing something to her that was not true. And it angered Potiphar. It angered Potiphar, and he ended up throwing Joseph into prison. Oh my goodness, he was, the poor boy was in the pit. Then he got out of the pit and was sold into slavery. But then he had a little bit of hope. There was the light shining. The light was shining bright at the end of the tunnel. And he was doing great. And here he is now in prison, falsely accused. There are moments and times in our lives where people will falsely accuse, slander, rumors, gossip, things that is out of our control. And again, we're probably questioning God, or at least looking at God like, you know, hey, I'm loyal, I'm faithful, I'm doing every single thing that you're telling me to do. And I don't understand why I am up against, you know, all of this opposition and difficulties. And the most important thing that I want to highlight as we're going through these different phases and stages is the Lord was with Joseph, and the Lord is with you. So while he's in this prison, because now he's in this process, he's going through the process. There are highs, there are lows. God is building and sharpening him. God is building upon his character. God is giving him thick skin, because God knows where he's taking him. See, Joseph has some dreams, but Joseph don't know everything. He doesn't have all the pieces of the puzzle yet. But God knows, I'm taking him here, and he's going to need this skill, that skill. He's going to have to be able to do this, have to be able to do that. So a lot of the times when we're going through the process stage, we cannot see really what it is that God is needing to do within us. All we see is the hardship. All we see is the difficulty. All we know is we want to get out. I just want to break free. I need somebody to just get me up out of here. But even while Joseph was in prison, he still had favor from God. The warden came and he favored Joseph and placed Joseph over all of the other inmates. So see, Joseph still was like promoted while in prison. And I know some people are like, well, okay, I don't want to be in prison at all. So, you know, I don't want to, you know, be promoted while I'm in a, you know, a difficult place, or a place that I don't want to be in, or a place of, you know, full of negativity and hurt. But it was out of his control. It was something that God allowed Joseph to endure and go through in order for Joseph to be able to make it to where it was that God needed for him to be. But even while he had to endure this prison stage, this place where he was falsely accused, shouldn't be there, doesn't deserve to be there, God is still working it out and using it for Joseph's good. So now while he's in prison, he's over all of the inmates. There is a chief baker and a chief butler that Pharaoh has placed in prison. So they're there for some time. And then one day, Joseph happened to see them, maybe like the look on their face and everything. And he notices that something is kind of off with them, or something's not right. Maybe they're feeling, you know, down or something. So he basically goes to them, and pretty much it's just kind of like, you know, is everything okay? Or, you know, what's going on? Or, why are you guys looking like that? They're like, what's going on with them? And so they share their dream. They had some dreams. Both of them had dreams. And they share the dreams with Joseph. So Joseph begins to interpret the dreams. Okay. And so he interpreted the chief baker's dream. And then he interpreted the chief butler's dream. And he told the chief butler, now, when you get, restored back to your place in Pharaoh's house, your position with Pharaoh, don't forget about me. Okay. I've been here for some time. Okay. I'm a man of God, and I'm ready to get out of here. So don't forget about me. So after Joseph, interpreted these dreams, I believe it was a few days later or so, their dreams ended up coming true. And the chief butler got out. He was restored back to his position and everything with Pharaoh. And what happened? He forgot about Joseph. No thought or no mention of Joseph. Or did he really? let's look at this for a second, because see, a lot of the times we do view it like that. Oh, they didn't give me credit, or they didn't mention my name, or they forgot about me. They said that they were going to, help me out or level me up with them. But sometimes it may not necessarily be that the individual is forgetting about you. It could be that the timing is not of God. And so what happens is that it looks on the surface as if you're being forgot about. But in actuality, it's God saying that this is not my appointed time for you to go to this next place, or for you to go to this next level. I need you to stay positioned where I currently have you. And sometimes too, it could be that maybe we are at a place to where we have done the necessary work, and we're just waiting for God to move us, but God is still working on the other side. God is still working on the other person. God is still working on that organization or that business, that network, that collaboration, that connect. He's still working things out. Maybe he needs to move some people out of the way so that when we get there, they can receive us, and that the spirits align, and that their eyes have been opened by God, and that they know that you are the right person for the job, the right person for the position. You are the person that they're supposed to marry, the person that they're supposed to connect with. So we're quick a lot of the times to say, God, I'm ready. Get me out of this situation. But we're only looking at it from our side of the table. You can't see what God is working on the other side, and who he's working on the other side. So that when you get there, everything is ready for you to just go ahead and just take off and do everything that the Lord has assigned for you to be able to accomplish and do. So Joseph is in prison for 2 more years before the butler makes mention of him, before the butler remembers him. So Pharaoh has these dreams. These are 2 years later. Pharaoh has these dreams, and I think these dreams kind of, probably shook him to his core a little bit. And so probably shook him to his core a lot. But he has these dreams, and he couldn't find anybody to interpret these dreams for him, okay? And so he's like, I need to figure out what these dreams mean. What are these dreams about? So that is when the chief butler remembers Joseph. And the chief butler is like, hey, I know someone. There is this guy, we were in prison when you had me and the chief baker in prison, and he was able to interpret our dreams. And when he interpreted our dreams, they came true. So Pharaoh's like, okay, well then great, go and get them, go bring them to me. I need these dreams figured out and tell me exactly what they mean. So they sent for Joseph. Joseph was sent for. See that this is the beauty of God. Joseph was sent for. And he didn't come before Pharaoh any kind of way. They cleaned him up. They dressed him up. They made sure that he looked presentable. He didn't go in the current state and position that he was in, which was a prisoner. They made sure that he went in and he looked, just dressed up and put together well, all of that, going before Pharaoh. So he goes before Pharaoh. And here's another thing that stood out to me that I really, really loved. Joseph gave credit unto God. Joseph said, this interpretation comes from God. This is not me. This is God. I'm getting ready to tell you what thus saith the Lord, basically. I'm getting ready to tell you what God is saying. This is not me. So he interprets Pharaoh's dreams. And then at the end, when he's done, he begins to tell Pharaoh, okay, so now you're going to need someone who is greatly discerning, who is wise, because what's getting ready to come to, hit this land, you're going to need somebody that can really, handle the job, do what they're supposed to do. And so when he's done speaking, Pharaoh, he talks to his men, the people around him, and he's like, I don't think that there's anyone more discerning and more wise than you. Right then and there, Joseph is pretty much promoted out of the process, the ups and downs, the setbacks, the opposition, and ushered and walked into his promise. And when we're in those places, we have to remember that every single thing that God allowed us to endure and allowed us to go through, it serves a greater purpose. The pit has a purpose. The process, everything that we have to endure in that middle stage, that middle phase, serves a purpose, because God knows that when we get to the promise, every single thing that we learned and that he showed us, that we will be able to handle. We will not fold at the first sight of conflict. We will not forget him. We will continue to be intentional in our prayer life and fasting and believing him when things are not working out the way that we, thought that it would. He knows that we will be loyal and faithful to him and to the people that he placed over us and the people that he joined us with. He knows that the proper healing that has been done in our hearts and in our emotions and in our minds. And so we have to learn how to understand and embrace even the low moments, even the hard moments, because these moments are temporary. And we have to remember that every single thing that the enemy or people meant for evil, God will turn it around for our good. Every single thing that is meant to hurt us and meant to harm us, God is going to turn it around. So I encourage all of you all today, do not quit on God. Do not give up on God. If God promised it, if he said it, if he showed it to you, he is going to perform it. He is not a man that he shall lie. So he will do it. He will bring you through. He will come through in his perfect timing. In his perfect timing. So that is everything that I have for you all today. I really hope and pray that there was something that I said that connected with you. I encourage you all to please go before God in prayer. Whatever phase, whatever season, whatever stage you are in life, go to God. Pray, ask him to open up your eyes, open up your heart, show you through his word if there's anything that he needs to pour out to you. And with that being said, guys, I am here as a servant to serve God's people. So if there's any of you who need some additional encouragement, motivation, inspiration, I'll link it down in the description box below, but you guys can go to my calendar and just find, an available day and time that works for you. And I will be more than happy to just speak with you briefly, to just give you guys some additional empowerment and love and encouragement, because it's hard. I understand it is hard when we're going through life and we're trusting God and we're trying to believe and hold on to what it is that God has shown us. I've been there. And so I am here to pour out to God's people what he gives to me. So again, like I said, I will link my calendar down in the description box. But anyway, guys, thank you all so much for sticking this time out with me. Thank you for sharing this time with me. And until next time, please be safe and God bless.